You may have to invest in some deodorisers. The felt is quite smelly.
Really?
Mm.
Okay.
It'll be all right. It just smells of damp dog.
Yeah.
Don't cut through your hose pipe. I'll try not. Right. Do we need to trim the felt to the same size?
Hopefully the felt's going to be about right, because hopefully I trimmed it this morning.
Okay.
You need something with a big head area to spread the weight.
Mm.
So I think the next thing we do is we just offer this up to the job again, as they say in technical parlance, and hold up the barrier mat and make sure that's hanging straight.
Okay.
So we can slide this in felt to the back.
So you're going to be generous with the screws on this one, with the nails even.
I think we need to be.
A lot of nails.
Yes.
Shouldn't these be oxygen-free gold-plated nails?
Well, ideally. Okay, so what we've got, the rock wool in the back.
Rock wool, carpet felt.
And that tucks in nicely, just hangs down like a curtain.
In the slot there.
And
Barrier mat.
Which hangs down about 1 inch in front of it. Just tuck it in behind that batten.
There you go.
And again, it's hanging down like a fairly loose curtain, so that's going to take a lot of low frequency energy out.
Sure. And there'll be another layer of
felt
felt
in the front to take out some of the high end, and then some fabric to tidy it all up. And that should give us quite a wide spectrum absorber.
Good.
Don't worry about it. You'll go.
Are we nailing this as well?
Yeah, but this will hold it in place. In fact, that's secure enough that we could knock the nails in situ, I think.
Yeah. But the difference in sound just with that panel on the back is stunning.
Yeah. You can actually hear it out here. You know, yeah.
What, the sound of me hammering?
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking.
Yeah, but the hammering sounds so much clearer now.
Much better impulse response.
Yeah, you do a waterfall plot with this hammering.
I want to sample it for a reverb.
An impulse response, yeah. Yeah.
Mind you, I reckon, Paul, it still costs about £120 to do in all, including wood fixings and stuff.
You want to pull it back forward now?
Yeah. So this is going to give us pretty much what we need.
I'm hanging free on my side.
Okay, and we're
I've got the material here, Paul. I don't know how soon you need that.
Well, we need to put our
some battens across the front.
Battens across the front
right.
first.
Okay.
We've got the front piece of felt in place now, but to stop it bulging out and disturbing the material we're going to use to cover it all with, we're going to put a few wooden slats across. And there's a particularly thick one here which we're going to put at British standard bum height, so if the singer leans on it, they don't make a dent in the fabric. So we'll put that on first. Over to you.
Thank you.
Look, he's making sure they're level. They're not even going to be seen, and he's making sure they're level. What a craftsman. BBC training for you.
Absolutely. Is that levelish?
Yes.
There you go.
Get it in there. Now, there's another fairly thick one somewhere, which I think we should put at sort of shoulder height, because again, someone might just turn around and lean on the wall.
Two more thick.
Right.
And the thickish one.
I think we should have... Not right. Somewhere near the bottom. Before we cover it, I was just wondering whether we should put up the foam on the side walls and make sure that it's all working properly.
It's not a bad
In case
idea.
we need to add anything else, although I can't see that we will. That sounds rather good, actually.
Good.
You can actually hear the difference out here as well.
Foam on the ceiling will make a big difference.
Yeah, and you can smell the difference in here.
You certainly can. Clear.
Yes. No dogs were harmed in the production of this programme. Right, Paul, before we put the fabric over there and tidy it up, we should get the foam on the wall so that if we make a mess we don't dirty that.
Okay.
Now we've got this sample from a company called Making Waves, and it's quite a high density acoustic foam, and it looks rather nice and just happens to be about the right shape to fill the middle of the ceiling, so I think we'll put that up there.
Okay.
We've also got some of the thinner foam which we can cut into panels and put in the odd flat surfaces that we got around the room. And those nice people at Oralex have given me some nice purple panels that we can put on here, which are really quite thick.
Right.
So they're going to work down to quite a low frequency. But to extend that even further, we're going to mount them on little foam blocks so they're spaced away from the wall.
Okay.
If you have a little foam block behind a panel of foam, it increases its effective working thickness without actually having an increased working thickness. Has this been pre-shaken by my roadie?
Yeah.
Spray can roadie. That's much better.
That's proper Spider-Man foam.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Now when you finish spraying, you always invert the can and spray it until the nozzle's empty, then next time it won't be blocked up.
Now that's a very good tip.
Okay, we should leave it just a very short while to go tacky.
Okay.
And then we can get it up on the ceiling, but we have to have it right first time because once it grabs, it's not going to want to let go.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to have taken, Paul.
That's good. It keeps it well out of the way of the light fitting.
Yeah, very much so.
Again, that's sounding really quite good already.
It is, isn't it? What a difference.
Looks about good. How does that look with the window?
Just over the top from where I'm standing, I think it's okay.
Okay.
I'm on.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
That corner is.
Yep, fine, absolutely fine.
Grey and purple is the theme for this room.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
And a bit of white.
Can I borrow the spray can, please? And just need to touch up one of these corners a little bit.
Yeah, oh, it's a lot of ball white.
Oh, there's too much of him. You read the forum, they'll tell you. So these final pieces are just going on these odd flat surfaces here to clean up the reflections that we're going to get off the front wall and off the window frame. Close it on the wall and again get it about level with that. So
That's going to have to go around there somewhere, isn't it?
I'd say about there.
Does that look right to you, Paul? Because I can't see from where I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Start really pulling it. Right, somebody's going to have to hunker down in that corner and do that. Is that going to be me?
If I shut this door. Sorry, I'm going to have to shut the door.
Okay, the final step, I think, is to tidy up the edges of the frame that we've just covered. And to do that, we're just going to use this PVC angle beading from the kitchen department at home base, which I've already cut with a mitre saw in true Blue Peter fashion. And the idea is to stick it over the edge of the frame all the way round with a bit of adhesive from the mastic gun, tack it in place with a couple of pins and leave it to dry. After that, the job's done and we can try it all out.
Okay, the room feels absolutely fantastic. It's just such a difference with all the treatment, especially with the back wall as well. Yeah, and it's really dampened it down, and I can actually hear the difference. So thanks to Hugh and thanks to Paul for everything they've done.
So we finished off the room. It's looking good and it seems to be sounding very good actually. The trap at the back of the room is much more effective than regular foam. It's a design I'm sure we'll use again. I think the only thing we've spotted that's left to do is to tighten up the floor in some way because the two layers of material you've got there are not bonded firmly together, and it does creak and groan a little bit.
Yeah.
I think maybe putting some wood screws through it to hold the two layers together, and then put some underlay on top.
Yeah.
That would work well. The other small tip is perhaps drill a hole through and put a little bit of waste pipe through, maybe 1.25 inch diameter, just so you can thread guitar leads or speaker leads through in case you wanted to record a guitar amplifier in there.
Yeah.
You can always bung up the hole with a piece of foam when you've finished to stop the sound leaking out.
Yeah, and that will be effective if we block it both sides as
Yeah,
well.
yes,
So again,
just a little
we'll
piece of
reduce
scrap
it
foam.
right. Okay.
Apart from that, it's turned out to actually be a stunningly good vocal booth, and it was a good thing that you made it slightly bigger than you anticipated in the first place.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you always lose a little bit of space in trying to get the acoustics right.
yeah.
The problem really arises is when someone builds a box that's a metre square and says, can you fix this?
Mm.
And you can, but there's no room for anyone but Twiggy in there when you finish. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the first instance, when I, because obviously we hadn't knocked through, I went to the back of the studio and looked at what space was actually available and worked to the nearest beam in the roof, because that was going to be part of my support as well.
Okay.
And being able to stand in there and just spin my arms around in the first instance sort of let me know that I've got enough space to work in. Then being able to have the two layers of plasterboard in there as well, then I knew I had enough to work with. And I think it was a bit of luck and a bit of judgment really that it worked out well. And even with the acoustic treatment in there, there's still enough room for the vocalist to feel comfortable and sort of, like you say, not really tight and feeling threatened by the environment. And like you say, the environment is actually very nice in there anyway. It's nice colours. It feels good in there.
It does.
You know, they don't feel totally isolated and away from you, but you've got that noise reduction between two rooms.
The isolation between this control room and the studio is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
impressed with that.
Yeah.
And that is just an off-the-shelf double glazed door.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just spotted it one day in a DIY merchant's, and it was a bargain, so had to go for it. And you know, like we'd previously discussed, the idea initially was to just put a normal door in, but obviously that wouldn't have been as effective as that's been. But even the sound isolation now is far better with the treatment than it was when we first started. It's
because the sound's not rattling around and coming straight out. It is being
yeah.
soaked up. Yeah.
And you know, I just can't emphasise enough how comfortable it feels in there. You know, for the vocalist as well. So it's worked out really well.
No, I'm
Thank
impressed.
you.
That trap at the back's worked very well indeed.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, look forward to hearing what you record in there.
Yeah, I can't wait to get started, to be honest with you. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.